Good afternoon, everyone. Is my voice audible? Thank you, sir. So today we are going to cover medical facilities and rules at KVS. This is a very important topic, and I hope after this session you all will be able to understand what exactly the medical facilities we all have in the KVS and how we can use them for the benefit of ourselves as well as our family members, dependent family members. So I think 21 people have already been joined. So we'll start the session now, and let the people join in between, no issues. So so today we'll cover introduction to the medical facilities in KVS, indoor and outdoor treatment, plant treatment versus emergency treatment, permission for treatment, what is AMA, CSMA rules 1944, CGHS rules, plant treatment. Okay, I have repeated this. Plant treatment versus emergency treatment, limit of expenditure, admissible and non-admissible expenditure, do's and don'ts, doubt and clarification session at the end. Okay, and after this I'll also be showing you the circular. Whatever information that I'll impart today, I'll show you the circular as a proof that these information are authentic and true. This is how we deal in the government department. One more thing, may I request all the participants to please turn on the camera so that we can make eye contact, and we'll be able to identify each other in case we meet somewhere in KVS, which is for which there is too much possibility. Okay, so first of all, my question to all of you, anyone can answer. Do you think there is any medical facility available in KVS? Anyone can answer, please answer me. Yes, sir. Okay, sir, mute. My question is, do you think there is any medical facility in KVS? Yes. So, okay, let me tell you. Yes, definitely we have medical facility in KVS, and it is up to some extent it is much better than medical insurance from outside. Okay, so first thing, medical facility is there. Of course, it is available to all the government employees as well as KVS employees. This is just to know the rules. We must know the rules, how to utilize those, how to use those facility, and how to take benefit out of the medical facility. So सर विकेश से कहना थोड़ा ठीक से बैठ जाए. So in which rule we are covered? So first of all, I must tell you that we are not purely central government employees. We are employees of central government autonomous body, and we are covered under CSMA rules, CS Central Services Medical Attendant Rules 1944. So there are two rules for medical facilities in KVS in all the central government departments. First one is CSMA rules 1944, and second one is CGHS. CGHS stand for Central Government Health Services, and CSMA stand for Central Services Medical Attendant Rules 1944. I hope this is clear. Then we talk about the treatment. What type of treatment we get? So there are two types of treatment. One is indoor treatment, second one is outdoor treatment. I hope everyone knows the difference between the indoor treatment as well as outdoor treatment, but still I'll just clarify. Indoor treatment is when you or any of your dependent family member has to get admitted into the hospital and you have to stay there in the hospital. That is indoor treatment. Outdoor treatment is when we go for the OPD treatment, outpatient treatment. When we go to the doctor for small problems, and we take the consultation, take the medicine, and come back to the our place. So these are two types of treatment: indoor treatment, outdoor treatment, and we follow. There are different rules for all the types of treatment, and you must know which rule has to be used at what time. Then next is plant treatment as well as emergency treatment. So what is plant treatment? What is emergency treatment? Lots of people have so many confusions about the plant treatment and the emergency treatment. And what happens is, when they apply for the claim, they will go to the private hospital and they will ask the hospital to give him a emergency certificate. Hospital will give him emergency certificate, but that emergency certificate will not be valid for any claim, because that emergency certificate has been taken for the plant treatment. However, the emergency certificate is only applicable in the emergency cases. So we must understand the difference between the plant treatment as well as emergency treatment. So plant treatment is when, for example, you went to the doctor in OPD as an outdoor patient and for outdoor treatment, but doctor diagnosed you, and or someone, just don't mind I'm using this language, you, so you just don't mind, just to make you guys understand. For example, someone went to the doctor for OPD treatment, and doctor diagnosed him with some issues, and he said that you have to go through the surgery, but you have time, you can take get this surgery done within 2 months or 3 months, like it happens in the case of stone, hernia, or this is also a case of pregnancy. So what happens is, when doctor diagnosed the problem, then you have time for that treatment. You have time to plan for that treatment, that I'll get admitted on after 15 days or after 30 days, or in case of pregnancy, that after 9 months you have to get admitted, and you want to take treatment in the private hospital, then you will have to take the permission. For plant treatment, permission is must if you want to take treatment in private hospital. And we'll talk about the private hospital and impaneled private hospital. Both are the different things for central government employees. We'll talk about in further. Then what is emergency treatment? Emergency treatment is when you someone met with an accident, or someone has pain, and he went to the doctor said immediately we have to go through the surgery, or immediately you have to admit him or you are unconscious, you are being admitted to the hospital, these all comes under the emergency treatment. I'll take your doubts if you have any doubts, specific cases also at the end of this session. So this is the difference between the planned treatment and emergency treatment. Planned treatment is when you know that after 15 days, 20 days, or after 1 month, or through 2 months, 3 months, or 9 months, I have to take this treatment. So this is your planned treatment. You have time to plan. And emergency treatment is immediate. As we all know that immediate action is required. That is why it is called emergency. So immediately. So for emergency treatment, there is no permission is not required, because you don't have time to take permission for the treatment. Your life is precious. Anyone's life is precious, and he has to take the treatment first, then he'll think about the permission and the other things or the claim. So this is the difference between the planned treatment and emergency treatment. Now we come to the permission for the treatment. So any planned treatment, and both the things, planned treatment and emergency treatment, both are the part of the indoor treatment. Okay. So next it comes to the permission for the treatment. Permission, when you are required permission, you need to take permission for the planned treatments. For any planned treatment that you want to go for, you need to take the permission. Who will give you the permission? Only Deputy Commissioner, Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan Regional Office. Your concerned regional office is competent to give you permission for the treatment at the any private hospital. So make it just to make it very clear, whenever you are going to any government hospital, be it state government hospital, be it central government hospital, you are not required to take permission. There is no permission required if you are taking treatment in government hospital. When we talk about the permission, that means the matter is related to private hospitals. And for which hospital you will get the permission? Now this is the important thing. You will get permission for the treatment in any CGHS or CSMA impaneled hospital or state government impaneled hospital. So for example, if I want to take some treatment and doctor during the OPD treatment, outdoor treatment, doctor has diagnosed me something for which I have to go for the surgery, or I have to get admitted in the hospital. So and I have time, so doctor told me that you can plan within 15 days, 20 days, or you have time of 2 months or 3 months. So in that case I have to go for the permission. So in that case, for which hospital I'll get the permission? I'll not get the permission for just any private hospital. I may get the permission for treatment in any CGHS impaneled or CSMA impaneled hospital. So there are two types of empanelments in the central government. First one is CGHS, second one is CSMA. CSMA is the original rule which is being used from the start, from the past, and CGHS came into picture in nearby 2000 to 2008, in between 2000 to 2008. Okay, so this is these two rules are for all the central government employees. Different department are covered under CGHS as well as CSMA both. So and one more thing, that in KVS, CSMA as well as CGHS, both the rules are applicable in KVS. For whom CGHS is applicable? CGHS is available to only employees of Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan headquarter, Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan regional office, Kolkata, Delhi, Chennai as well as and Mumbai and Bangalore as well. So only regional office and headquarter employees of are eligible for the CGHS facility. So someone is asking for the CSMA hospital list. So I'll tell you, sir, CSMA list is not being published from the long time. So we'll come to that. So where you can go. So I'll cover all each and everything. You don't worry. You just keep your questions with you, and I'll answer all your questions. Don't worry. So for the CSMA, as I told you, CSMA list is not being published for the long time. So where we go? We go to the CGHS impaneled hospital. We are also allowed to go to any CGHS impaneled hospital. This is not necessary to only go to the CSMA impaneled hospital, but you can also go to CGHS impaneled hospital. Although you are not covered under CGHS, you are covered under CSMA rules 1944. So now we'll talk about the CSMA rules, and for which the first thing comes into the picture is AMA. What is AMA? AMA is authorized medical attendant. So who is authorized medical attendant? So all over India, in all the districts, there is a everyone knows that there is a central government association, employees association. I'll just tell you the exact name of the association. Central Government Employees Welfare Coordination Committee, Office of Principal Chief Commissioner of Customs House. So like this Central Government Employees Welfare Coordination Committee. So this is available in all the districts of India, and this association issues a list of impaneled doctors, list of authorized medical attendant doctor. So where to contact these people? So very easy in it is very easy in KVS that everyone has the VMC in their school. So the chairman of the district chairman of this association is one of the member of your VMC. So from there you can see. From there, from him you can contact him. The chairman of this district association is a member of your VMC in Vidyalaya. So you can get the list from him. The first thing. So AMA is they decide the list of AMA in their district, and they will circulate every year. So what is the process further? Once the list of AMA is published, your school will take the list and send it to the regional office for the approval. Once your school has received the approval for the list of AMAs, so your Vidyalaya will ask you to give option to choose any 2 doctors from the list. I hope everyone is able to see the list. I have just presenting. I am just presenting it on the screen. So you will have to choose 2 doctors from the list who will be your authorized medical attendant. So what authorized medical attendant does? So authorized medical attendant is the first person you need to meet if you are covered under CSMA rule. So authorized medical attendant, AMA, is the first person you need to meet in case of any problem. Any problem means any outdoor treatment. For any outdoor treatment, he is the only one you need to meet, and if required, he'll definitely refer you to the higher hospital or at a specialist hospital. So I hope AMA is clear. AMA is authorized medical attendant. The list is published by Central Government Employees Association district chairman, and district chairman of this Central Government Employees Association Welfare Association is member of your VMC committee, and he publishes a list of authorized medical attendants every year, and then your Vidyalaya sends the list to the regional office for approval. Once the approval is received, your school will ask you for choosing two doctors which is nearby at your home. Like the list I showed you, I just presented is having total 35 doctors. So you have to give the option of two doctors, that I'll visit this doctor or this doctor, and then if you visit those doctor, and they will give you a receipt of your fees, whatever fees you pay, they will give you the receipt, and that receipt is reimbursable in the school, in the Vidyalaya, and plus the medicine that you purchase from the outside. And the doctors in the list of AMA, they will only charge you at the CGHS rate. We will talk about the CGHS rate also. What is CGHS rate? So this is AMA. I hope it is clear to everyone what is AMA, what is their role. So when you have opted for two AMAs, there will be only one who you will be visiting in case of any need for any medical help required for the outdoor treatment, for the OPD treatment. And if they feel, they may refer you to the higher center or higher hospital. Okay. Now CSMA rules. So all the employees covered under the CSMA rules have to go through the AMA only. As well as for the outdoor treatment, you can directly visit to any CGHS impaneled hospital for any CGHS impaneled hospital for any outdoor treatment, but your the expenses will be reimbursed at CGHS rate only. So for example, if you are going to any private hospital which is impaneled under the CGHS, and you have taken OPD treatment, you paid 500 rupees or 200 rupees or 300 rupees or any amount, but your reimbursement will be done at CGHS rate only. So CGHS publishes a list, a rate list for the state wise, what is the rate applicable there. I'll just show you the list also. I hope everyone is able to see this. So consultation at OPD, it is 135 rupees only. If you go to AMA, he will charge you only 135 rupees. If you are going to any CGHS impaneled hospital, yes, you are covered under CSMA rules, but you can also go to CGHS impaneled hospital. I'll show you the circular for that also. So if you are going for consultation at any CGHS impaneled hospital, whatever amount you are paying, you will get only reimbursement as per CGHS rate list. So this is the rate list for each and every procedure which happens in the hospital, each and everything. This list has the rate for each and everything, each and every diagnostics, each and every procedures, doctors charges, as well as there are some packages also. For some particular treatment, you have to you will get reimbursement at package rate only. So this is about the rate list, and I'll also show you the circular about the So this is the KVS circular. Here it is clearly mentioned that any employees or their family member can go to any recognized state government CGHS or CSMA impaneled hospitals for treatment. I'll send the circulars to all of you for reading and getting the detailed knowledge about from this circular. Okay. Don't worry, I'll send you the circulars. If you are not able, if you did not see the circular, I'll send you the circular. Don't worry. We'll just quickly cover the rest of the things. So this is the first thing. For OPD, we'll have to visit the AMA, or we can directly go to any CGHS impaneled hospital for treatment, for OPD treatment, and take the treatment. We don't have to take any permission from anybody, neither from school nor from the regional office for OPD treatment. So first you can go to AMA, you can go to any government hospital, you can go to any CGHS or CSMA or state government impaneled private hospital, where you can take OPD treatment without permission. Your bill will be reimbursed at the school level only. The OPD treatment bills, OPD bills are reimbursed at the school level only. They are not required to send to the regional office level. So they will be, it will be reimbursed at the school level only. Next, we come to the CGHS rules. We'll just see the overview of the CGHS rule. We will not study it in very deeply. So, CGHS rules. In CGHS, if any employee is covered under CGHS, he'll get a CGHS card, as well as all the family members will get a CGHS card, separate card for each and every member of the family. Okay. So in CGHS, if you are having CGHS card, you are covered under CGHS. There will be a monthly subscription of rupees 1000. It depends on the grade pay of the person, how much he has to pay. But for all of us, PRT, TZT, PZT in KVS, it is 1000 rupees. If we would have the CGHS facility, then we'll have to pay 1000 rupees monthly for the CGHS facilities, and for us as well as for our family members. CGHS facility is also not available all over India. It is only available in 28 cities. The list of cities are available on the CGHS website. You can get it from there. And the employees covered under CGHS will have to go to the CGHS dispensary at the first time. So if he has any problem, he is bound to visit CGHS dispensary only at the first instance. He don't has to. He'll not be asked for any kind of payment. He'll get the consultation there. He'll also get the free medicines from the CGHS dispensary. The first thing. So I have seen CGHS dispensary and their facilities in Delhi. It is up to the mark, and it is very good. But in other cities, it is not very good. But still, CGHS facilities are better than CSMA facilities. So somebody asked about the indoor treatment also, but I'll cover each and everything. Don't worry, Vijender Singh ji. I'll cover this. Don't worry. I'll not leave anything. So in CGHS, you will have to go to the dispensary only, and then dispensary refers you to the higher center if required. Then only you can visit any private hospital. But in CSMA, you can visit any private hospital. If that private hospital is impaneled, you can visit for the OPD treatment. Okay, I hope this is clear. Now we'll talk about the indoor treatment. This is all about the outdoor treatment. If any employee covered under CGHS, he goes directly to the private hospital for OPD treatment, he will not get reimbursement for that amount, and because he directly visited the private hospital. He did not visit government hospital. He directly visited the private hospital. So he'll not get the reimbursement for that OPD treatment. But under CSMA, if you visit the private empaneled hospital, you will get the reimbursement at CGHS rate only. It doesn't matter how much you paid, but you will get reimbursement for CGHS rate. Now, what happens in endo treatment? For CGHS, it is very easy for endo treatment. Once they are referred to any hospital from the dispensary, they can, with that referral letter, they can directly go and get admitted and take the treatment, and then later they can claim for the reimbursement. But in CSMA rules, now there are two things. For plant treatment, we always have to go for the permission. I am just showing you the circular just to tell you, just to authenticate my words. So I hope everyone is able to see this. So last in 2018, Regional Office Delhi released a circular with clarification that any employee who is covered under CSMA rule can go for OPD treatment. OPD treatment can be taken directly from such private recognized hospital under CSMA rules 1944. No prior permission is necessary. Medical reimbursement will be made as per the approved rate only. CGHS beneficiary has to consult their CGHS dispensary first. Now I'll show you the other headquarters letter on which basis of that letter they issued this letter. So this is the KVS headquarter 2000 letter released in 2008. This letter clearly says OPD treatment can be taken directly from the private recognized hospitals under CSMA rule 1944. No prior permission is necessary. Medical reimbursement will be made as per approved rate only. Can CGHS beneficiary also consult the private recognized hospital directly? No. CGHS beneficiary have to consult the CGHS dispensary first. Now for the plant treatment, you will have to take the permission. And how will you take the permission? So you need few documents for the permission. You will have to take the permission through proper channel from the Deputy Commissioner of Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan Regional Office, your concerned regional office. So what you will have to do first, for the permission, you will have to write a representation, an application for the to addressing to the Deputy Commissioner through proper channel. Through proper channel means you will submit the representation to the to your Vidyalaya principal, and your principal, your Vidyalaya will send your representation to the regional office, and they will process it further. And if they are satisfied with your justification that you have given for the treatment in the private hospital, they may give you the permission for the treatment. So generally in most of the cases we get the permission, but in some cases for if they find it that government hospitals are more equipped and more better than the private hospital there, then they may deny for the treatment in the private hospitals. So what you will have to do, you will have to write a representation explaining your situation and your problem. Accompanying that representation will accompany the your prescription, that OPD prescription, while the doctor diagnosed you for that indoor treatment, plus your diagnostic reports, so like blood test or ultrasound or the x-ray or whatever it is. So all the diagnostic reports as well as your prescription of the doctor in which he has asked you to go for the procedure or take the indoor treatment. Along with these documents, you will have to write an representation addressing to the Deputy Commissioner of regional office of your concerned regional office. Through proper channel, you will give it to your Vidyalaya. You will submit it to your principal, and your principal will further forward it to the regional office for processing. Regional office will process your case. The Deputy Commissioner will take the decision whether to give permission or not to give permission, and once he has taken the permission, you will receive a order related to that. So someone is asking, are the employees required to pay for availing the Mediclaim facility? So ma'am, we don't have any Mediclaim facilities till now in KVS. So this is the thing I told you about the CGHS. So few employees of headquarter regional office of metropolitan cities are getting the facility of CGHS, so they have to pay the monthly charges, monthly CGHS charges. But we are not covered under the CGHS, we are covered under CSMA rules, and for CSMA rules we don't have to pay anything monthly. So after once you got the permission, you can go and take the treatment. Once the treatment is completed, you will have to send the claim form to the regional office. So I'll also share the claim form with all of you, what claim form is, and you can fill the claim form, and you will have to attach all the original prescriptions, all the original bill of medicine, or the things that you purchased, plus all the diagnostic reports in original, and plus your discharge summary. So all these documents you will have to compile and submit it to the principal along with your representation for reimbursement. So once you have received the permission, if you have received the permission, you will get reimbursement at the Vidyalaya level only. You don't, your case will not further your case will not be forwarded to the regional office. If you already have permission, your reimbursement will be at the Vidyalaya level only. So further, in case of emergency, what happens is, emergency rule says if you have any medical emergency, you have to visit nearest hospital. So understand, nearest hospital means any hospital. It may be a government hospital, it may be a private hospital, it may be impaneled private hospital under CGHS, under state government, or under CSMA. Any hospital which is nearest from the place of falling ill or from the place of emergency, you will have to visit that nearest hospital, because while filling up the emergency claim form, you will have to give the distance from the place of falling ill, from the place of emergency, what was the distance of the nearest government hospital, and what was the distance of the hospital where you have taken the treatment. So as per rules, if you want to do the right thing, is that you must visit the nearest hospital, be it any hospital. Doesn't matter if it is not empaneled, it is a private hospital, you can go there, no problem. But the thing, so somebody asked me for the CSMA list of hospitals covered under CSMA. So it's been long time, ministry is not publishing list of CSMA empaneled hospital, but there is a list of CGHS empaneled hospital. You can always visit that CGHS empaneled hospital, but the treatment, whatever you are taking during your plant treatment, during your emergency treatment, reimbursement will only be at the CGHS rate only. Yes, it is good if you are if you have convinced the hospital authorities that you will be reimbursed at the CGHS rate only, and they should charge you at the CGHS rate only. And if the hospital is charging you at the CGHS rate, then there is no problem, you will get full reimbursement. But if hospital is not charging you at CGHS rate, there is no such order which will bind the private hospitals, even if it is impaneled. There is no such order which will bound the private hospitals to charge you at the CGHS rate, to charge the CSMA covered employees at the CGHS rate. CGHS rates are very less from if you compare it from the private charges. So this is the one of the biggest loss to all of us, all of CSMA covered employees, because government wants everyone to go to the government hospital for the treatment. But if you are going to the private hospital, then you will have to pay something from your pocket also. So you will not get the full reimbursement even if you have taken the treatment during emergency. Even if you have taken the plant treatment, you may get the permission, but the reimbursement will even your permission letter will have that language in the permission letter that your reimbursement will be made as per CGHS rate only. So you will get finally you will get reimbursement at CGHS rate only. Whatever your expenses is, doesn't matter. And for this there is one circular also. For this also there is a circular. So this circular was published in 2013. I'll just show you, and it clearly says, see, this is the Government of India circular number and date is also given there. So it clearly says, if any employee who is covered under CSMA rules has taken the treatment for him or his family member during emergency condition, he or she would be allowed as per prevailing non-NABH CGHS rates. So you must have seen the I showed you the rate list, CGHS rate list. So this is the CGHS rate list. You see there non-NABH, non-NABL as well as NABH, NABL rates. So some hospitals are impaneled as well as NABH also, and some hospitals are impaneled and non-NABH also. So this is NABH and NABL. This is some kind of international recognition of the hospital. We are not going into this, but under this yes, but under this we will get reimbursement at non-NABH or non-NABL rates only. So this is what this circular says clearly, that you will get reimbursement at non-NABH rates, which is applicable to the nearest CGHS covered city in case of non-CGHS city. So for example, in Dharmapuri, like we are staying in Dharmapuri, which is non-CGHS city. So here if I take any treatment in the private hospital during the emergency, my bills will be reimbursed at non-NABH CGHS rate of the nearest CGHS city. So nearest CGHS city from my place is Bangalore. So my bill will be reimbursed at the rate of at the rates applicable in Bangalore, at the CGHS rates applicable in Bangalore. So this is how the reimbursement is done. So what happens is, when you submit your bills for reimbursement, so they will the regional office will make the comparative list as in what you have spent as well as what is the rate in the CGHS rate list. They will make the comparative list. They will compare, whichever is less, they will reimburse that amount. So if CGHS rates are less, which is most common, CGHS rates will always be less. So if CGHS rates are less, they will reimburse CGHS rate only. And if your expenditure is less, for example, if you are staying in any city where medical expenditure is very less, and even it is less than CGHS rate, then you will be reimbursed at the at your actual expenses. So whatever amount is less, you will be reimbursed with that. So this is about the medical treatment, like OPD treatment we have cleared it. Then indoor treatment. Indoor treatment are two kinds of indoor treatment. First one is plant treatment. For all the plant treatment, you will have to take the permission that I want to take a treatment from this hospital which is nearest to my place, and I am suffering from this and this, and along with the supporting document you will have to send it to the regional office through your school, through your vidyalaya. Once you receive the permission, you can take the treatment. Your reimbursement will be made as per CGHS rate only. This is one of the laws for us, but this is at least better than nothing. And for I am not explaining the CGHS procedure because none of us are covered under the CGHS facilities, because CGHS facilities are not available to the teachers. Okay, so next is limit of expenditure. So we have no ma'am, we don't have cashless treatment, but there is a provision of medical advance. So I'll just show you what is that. So see, this is a Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan headquarter circular about the medical advance. Actually what happens is, any order which is published by Government of India, KVS being an autonomous body, KVS will adopt that rules and that letter. So KVS has already adopted all the Government of India rules. So here Government of India letter dated 17th October 2016, which is adopted by KVS on 13th February 2017 as per this circular date. It says grant of 90% of medical advances for all treatments. IPD, yani IPD means inpatient department, and OPD outpatient department, under CGHS and CSMA rules 1944. So medical advances, facility of medical advance is there. So you can take the medical advance, and if the cost of the treatment is more than 10,000 rupees. So I'll show you the main circular. So here is the circular. So you can take the up to 90%. So when you go for example, you are going for the plant treatment. So for plant treatment, doctor has told someone that you have to go through this procedure, and you will have to get admitted into the hospital. So you will plan your treatment accordingly. So at that point of time, you ask doctor, sir, what is the expenditure? So he'll tell you that this is the expenditure, or their admin department will tell you this is the expenditure. So they will prepare and give you one estimated cost of the treatment. For example, if someone has taken the estimate of 1 lakh rupees, he may get the medical advance of rupees 90,000, which is directly transferred from the regional office. Okay, so even in case of OPD treatment, if you are taking any OPD treatment also, and the expense is more than 10,000 rupees, then also you can take the medical advance. For OPD treatment also you can take the medical advance. So there is a process of getting medical advance, and definitely you can get that, but there is no facility of getting cashless treatment. I hope this is clear. So we talked about the OPD treatment, we talked about the CSMA rules and CGHS rules, how to go about CSMA rules. We all are concerned about the CSMA rules. So limit of expenditure, there is no limit of expenditure. So this is not like medical insurance for any Uh, so Narendra sir, you joined late, but I'll just again tell you that we are not covered under CGHS facility, so we don't get the CGHS card. We are covered under CSMA rules. So all the employees covered under CSMA rules, they don't get the card. Okay. So I was talking about the limit of expenditure. So there is no limit. So for example, when I was in Delhi, I used to go Medanta. I hope most of you have heard, would have heard about the Medanta, which is the biggest private hospital in India. So I think in Asia, Medanta Medicity, which is located in Gurgaon. So Medanta is also a CSMA empaneled hospital. So when you go there, they will accept you as a CSMA covered employee, and they will also treat you at the CGHS rate. For if I am taking any treatment there, they will charge me at CGHS rate. So at CGHS rate, I'll get full reimbursement. They will only the Vidyalaya, the regional office, the audit team, they will only reduce the administration charge, the paperwork charge, which is very less, as well as the charges of disposable items like gloves, mask. For these items, they will deduct the amount, and full reimbursement we can get from the CSMA empaneled hospital or CGHS empaneled hospital. So if I am paying at the CGHS rate, so there is no limit. So if I am required to take treatment of 10 lakh rupees or 25 lakh rupees or 1 crore rupees, so that doesn't matter, everything will be reimbursed by the department. So there is no such limit. But if we are paying, we are going to any private hospital and paying at any rate, we will only get reimbursement at the CGHS rate only. So even if for example, for appendicitis, one of our colleague took the treatment in the private hospital in Dharmapuri only. So he spent almost 65,000 rupees. But since that was a private hospital and they did not charged him at CGHS rate, he had to spend 65,000 rupees. But as per CGHS rate list in applicable in Tamil Nadu, applicable in nearest city, the rate for appendicitis procedure is only 16,200 rupees. So he got the reimbursement of that amount. For example, if he would have gone to the CGHS empaneled hospital, he would have charged only 16,000 rupees, 16,200 rupees for the treatment. This is a package rate for the appendicitis. Likewise, there is many package rates for different plant treatments, like or different treatments. There is a package rate of 16,000 rupees for appendicitis, and also there is a for maternity delivery. There is a package rate for normal 15,000, for cesarean 25,000. So likewise, for different kind of surgery, different rates are there. I'm just telling you these rates because I only remember these rates right now. I had to search for these rates for some or the other reason. That's why I remember these rates. So that is why I'm telling you these examples. But there are many package rates for different treatments. If there is no package rate indicated, then you will be charged at the your charges will be reimbursed at the rate of different procedures. So like for blood test, if the rate in CGHS rate list is 400 rupees and you have paid 500 rupees, you will get 400 out of 500. So likewise, this is the way of reimbursement. Further, one more thing I remember, which is must to mention, who is dependent family members. So dependent family members means your spouse, your children. And if you want to add your parents, as dependent family member, then you will have to get the dependent certificate from the concerned municipality or the concerned district authorities that your parents are dependent on you. And there is one circular for this also, which clarifies if your parents or anyone is dependent on you, his or her income should not be more than 9,000 rupees as per 7th CPC. As per 6th CPC it was 3,500 rupees, but now in 7th CPC it is maximum 9,000 rupees. If your parents are earning more than 9,000 rupees, they are not dependent on you. But if your parents are earning less than 9,000 rupees, then they are dependent on you. But you will have to get the certificate, dependent certificate, as well as their income certificate. If they don't have any income certificate, then you will have to get it done from the district authority wherever they stays. So once you submit the dependent certificate as well as income certificate in your office, they will be considered as your dependent family member. In-laws, you can, yes, so all the employees, female and male, all the employees, you can add your own parent as dependent as well as your in-laws as dependent family members. So you have option of you have a option to add anyone. You can, yes, of course you can add anyone, your in-laws also as well as your own parents also. So for all the members, for all the employees, be it male employee or female employee, you can add your own parent as well as your in-laws. Sorry, I have to take this clarification. I'm not sure. This was the rule that I read last. So for females it is confirmed, you can add your in-laws also as well as your own parents also. For males I have to confirm whether your in-laws are allowed or not. But main dependent family members are your spouse as well as your children. Sometimes people ask that my sister is dependent on me, my brother is dependent on me. So let me clear it. If your brother is more than 25 years, if your brother is more than 25 years, he cannot be your dependent on you. If your parents are not dependent on you, then your brother and sister cannot be dependent on you. If your parents are dependent upon you, then only your sister or your brother can be dependent on you. So for male dependent family member, the age limit is 25. So if they are more than 25, they are not dependent on you. If and also from the day they start earning, they will not be dependent on you. So if your child is 21 years old or 20 years old and he has started working, he'll no more dependent on you. But in case of girls, they will always be dependent on you until their marriage. Okay. So in case of spouse in which both the members are employees of central government, so sir, in that case Narendra sir has asked this question. In case of spouse, one is KB employee, another one is central government employee. So both the spouse has to give one declaration every year in their respective office that we will take the medical facility, the LTC facility from my I will take this facility from from the department of my spouse. So if you are you and your spouse, you both are central government employees or one is state government employees, so you both have to give one declaration in your own office that I will be taking medical facility, LTC facility or XYZ any facility from for me and my family members from my department or from my spouse department. So you'll have to give the declaration. So you get the option. If your spouse is in pure central government department and they have CGHS facility with them. I'm sorry. Oh, wait. So if they have CGHS facility with them, you can opt for that facility. You can take the facilities from your spouse department. Okay. So admissible claims and non-admissible claim, I already told you. The expenditure on the clerical work, on the paperwork in the hospital, and the purchase of disposable items like gloves, mask, etc. will not be reimbursed. Rest everything is reimbursed, but at the CGHS rate only. The other thing is now I'll take the questions. I think it will be better to take the question. It will clarify more. So please ask questions, whatever you want to ask. If husband is in the private department, definitely he'll be considered as your dependent family member. So for spouse, there is no limit. There is no income limit. Even if he is a millionaire or billionaire, doesn't matter. He'll always be considered dependent on you. So you can always claim each and everything for your spouse and your wards also, for your children's also. I would request all of you to kindly please ask questions so that it will clarify each and everything to all the members. बिल्कुल फ्रॉम द डे यू ज्वाइन द ड्यूटी, मिस्टर विजेंद्र आस्किंग प्रोबेशन पीरियड में केवीएंस इंडोर ट्रीटमेंट ले सकते हैं, बिल्कुल ले सकते हैं. फ्रॉम द डे यू ज्वाइन द ड्यूटी यू आर ए रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ऑफ केवीएस, सो यू कैन टेक द indoor and outdoor treatment after you join the KVS. So that is why the medical test is done just before the joining to check if you are medically fit to join the duty or not. So once you joined and immediately after joining you need to take the treatment, please you can go for that, indoor or outdoor, anything, wait anything. Sir, please unmute your mics and turn on your camera and ask the questions. See, for dependent parents, two documents are required. First one is dependent certificate as well as income certificate. So both the documents you need to take from the district authorities. Sometime it is issued by the DM of the district. Good afternoon, sir. Yes, definitely, sir. You can take the treatment for your dependents also during the probation period. Sir, you can take treatment in any other hospital. So this is a bit complicated. That first, where is your dependent family member is staying with you or at your hometown, and if he or she is staying with you, first of all it is recommended to go to the AMA. Then AMA will refer you to the higher center, and after you go to the higher center will refer you to the other hospital if required. So after that you can go. But if you are taking any treatment from any government hospitals like you said AIMS or PGI, there is no permission required. You can directly go and take treatment. Whatever the expenditure is, it will be reimbursed. Reena ma'am, I'll share the circulars. I'll send it on the WhatsApp in the group. All the circulars that I have collected for the medical purposes, I'll share it. And please, I think you must have, most of you have questions. You can ask me. So I cannot tell you each and everything about the medical rules, but the broader part I have told you. And if you have any case specific issues or doubt, you can ask me. Good afternoon, ma'am. In school, ma'am. In school, it will be kept in your service book, and it will be entered in your service book and kept in your personal file always. And dependent certificate and income certificate, these are valid for a particular period of time. So some states like Haryana issues it, Haryana will issue the dependent certificate for 6 months only. So every 6 months you will have to take the dependent certificate in Haryana, but in Delhi it is for 3 years. So every 3 years you will have to take. So it depends on the state wise. So state wise it is different. So if your state is issuing it for 1 year or 2 year, for in that particular period, after that particular period you will have to take another one and submit it. From the place your parents are or your dependent family members are staying. See, getting the documents, dependent certificate and income certificate, it is your job. You will do it, and after you submit it, it is done. There is no nothing to follow. There is no any other process. You just submit it. It will be kept in your personal file. It will be entered in your service book. That is done. Your family members becomes your dependent after that. So you'll have to deal with your district authorities to get the dependent certificate and income certificate. In most of the states now it is available online, so you can apply online and get it. Monthly. Yes. You're welcome. Thank you, ma'am. Any other questions? Yes, please, sir. Sir, see, it just make it very clear that there is nothing to do with your probation period. Okay, so there is nothing to do with your probation period, and nothing to do with the temporary employee or the permanent employee. So if the problem is if the medical issue is diagnosed before the job, that doesn't matter. You can see, if the problem is with your dependent family member, that is not a problem. You can take the treatment and claim, but you will have to do the formalities again. So thank you, sir. I'll share all the circulars with all of you in the WhatsApp group. See, at least after this session, you will have broader knowledge about the medical facility. So now, if you will read the circular, you will have understanding of those points written in the circular, whatever I shared with you, right? So now I'll take the other question from Seetal ma'am. What all documents we need to submit in hospital to show that we are a KVS employee? It is your one is your ID card, and there is other certificate you can take from your Vidyalaya, showing details of your dependent family member, and like service certificate. We all know service certificate. We take service certificate from the Vidyalaya for different purposes. So for availing the medical facility, you can take the service certificate from your Vidyalaya, indicating your grade pay, your basic pay, and your dependent family members. So that certificate you can take from your Vidyalaya, and you can give it in the impaneled hospital for charging you at the CGHS rate. Is it clear? Is it clear? Hello. Any other question? Where to find our nearest AMA list? Sir, AMA list is you can find it on your you can find AMA list on the net internet. It is sometime most of the time it is available, but if it is not available, you can approach to the your Vidyalaya office, and you can ask from them. So if you'll ask them, there will be a list of AMA. They will give it. If they have got it approved already, they will share it with you. If for example, if it is not they have not got it approved, then you can ask them to get it approved and get it done. So Bhushan sir, namaskar. चलिए, अच्छा अच्छा, कोई बात नहीं सर. अब ये अभी हम बस फिनिश ही कर रहे थे, और नाउ नहीं फिनिश कर रहे थे सर अब. और अभी मैं बस क्वेश्चंस ले रहा था लोगों मतलब सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स से, कि किसी को कोई डाउट है सेशन पे, तो मतलब कोई भी पॉइंट पे, तो प्लीज़ आस्क गाइज, इफ़ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चन प्लीज़ आस्क मी. Yes. Yes, both. Hmm. Depending upon the time to time, na, you have to get it renewed. Hmm. It depend, because no authority will issue dependent certificate or income certificate for a long time. Hmm. Hmm. Any other question, or should we call it a day? हाँ, बिल्कुल सर. फीमेल्स के लिए मेरे को बहुत क्लियर है, ये कोई डाउट नहीं है. फीमेल्स एम्प्लॉई कैन, yes, female employees can make their mother-in-law or father-in-law or their own parents as dependent. बट मेल्स के लिए शायद कंफर्म करना पड़ेगा कि वो लोग कर सकते हैं कि खुद के पेरेंट्स हैं. ओके. हाँ, फीमेल्स कैन मेक डिपेंडेंट बोथ इन लॉज एज वेल एज देयर पेरेंट्स. Oh, I think we don't have any questions now, and I tried to answer all the questions. If yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Anytime, ma'am. Anytime. No, not it. Say, see, ma'am, at the time of joining, you'll have to just give the declaration. They will give you a performer. They must have given you a performer of writing the names of your dependent family members. So at that point of time, you just give the nominations, and at the later stage, you can submit the dependent certificate and the income certificate. And these certificates you have to continue give it again and again after a certain period of time. So you can give it later also. Yes, sir. Is very important question, sir. So for taking the reimbursement, for taking the claim, there is a limit of time. There is a time limit. So I'll send that circular also. So for any claim that you have taken the treatment, you will have to submit the bills In normal cases, you'll have to submit the bills within 3 months, and in some exceptional cases, you can submit. So for some reason you could not submit the bill, so maximum it is allowed up to 6 months. So within 6 months, if you have claimed, then it is okay. Otherwise, your claim will be forfeited. You will not get any reimbursement from that. So 6 months is the maximum time limit. So any other question? Okay, I think now no one has any doubt or question. So we should call it a day, and thank you. I thank all the participants for joining in and attending the session. And I'll share all the important circulars related that I have collected for medical facilities. So I'll share it, and if you still have any doubt, you can ask me on that WhatsApp group. You can ask any question about the medical facilities. I'll answer it as and when I'll get time. I'll definitely give you reply, or you can call me anytime. There's no problem. You can call me for any kind of clarification or information. I'll be there to help you. So thank you everyone for joining in and attending the session, making it a successful event, and I hope you have been benefited from the session, and you have some knowledge, little bit knowledge about the medical facilities. Thank you for coming online.